degree of hope for this roster. I think Winter is an impressive prospect. We've still kind of got that core there of Legabrill and Crimson Wolf, who I thought, again, were impressive in the middle of the pack as far as the tank convo does go. The real question for me is kind of how this support duo is going to go, because Numu we haven't seen anything of, and Sleep Easy was on one of the lower teams in Contenders Season 1, so that's a bit more of a question mark for me, but I do think Avant Gaming have enough to get over PIXL eSports in this matchup. PIXL being a team that came through from trials, so yeah, you can't expect too much from them, but again, they are a team that's made it into Contenders, so they, in theory, should be pretty good, and we should hopefully see them perform well this season. It's just a case of how well.
Well, a big welcome to PIXL eSports here to Overwatch Contenders Australia. And the same, I guess, to the organisation Avant Gaming. Let's see how this one plays out. The point is live, and everyone's going to try and battle this out. Winter going down almost very early. Lots of heals coming through. Legabrill actually the one that looked low, and Virginia going to be the one finding the frag. Winter goes down as well. And it's actually PIXL, Jordan, who find the first capture. Yeah, it's a very, very nice setup actually for PIXL here, as opposed to what Avant Gaming are running. When you have got a Farah, and you're up against a Reinhardt, you're up against a Zarya, you're up against a Brigitte, who is going to do anything about that Farah? Tell me, no one. And that's exactly why Winter has swapped off the Brigitte straight onto the McCree. They've recognized that this lineup is not going to be able to work against a Farah. And so they needed the change, and that's a nice quick change from Avant. Plus Sleep Easy there on the Ana, Jordan. Look, I guess you can do some damage potentially to the Farah, but overall we haven't seen much Ana play so far. And Crimson Wolf going to be DMEC there from Juboy, who actually finds Legabrill as well. That's essentially, well, now is both tanks down along with the supports, and PIXL tearing Avant apart here. Yeah, well, that second fight is much more of a roll on them from the first fight, really, than anything else, because Juboy, again, he had the rocket barrage available to him and was able to throw that one out pretty early on in the piece, giving them a massive advantage. And then even after that, he was also kind of following up on it pretty well. PIXL, you can see, have so many ultimates available to them. Exert's just popping off the rally to give that extra armor over to the rest of his teammates. And what a momentum-based round this is. PIXL just absolutely snowballing everything off that first fight. They certainly are. Once again, Avant going to try and make their way through, but a self-destruct over the top going to make life tough. Legabrill forced to turn around to use that shield to defend against the explosive D.Va mech. Legabrill again taking damage. Everyone's still alive, but look at this. 2 ultimates ready to go for PIXL. Again, looking like they're in the most advantageous position here. Can Avant find themselves a foothold onto the point right now? Maybe it's going to be the Graviton Surge, but straight away we'll see the barrage coming through. This time finds no one because Winter shuts it down. Avant need to reset right now, or they need to get on that point. Winter getting 2 picks though. Good news for Avant, because they really needed that. Graviton Surge now comes out. Crimson Wolf getting DMEC in the meanwhile. It's all on Addy here. He needs to do the damage with that Zarya and just can't quite get enough out of that Graviton Surge. It means that overtime is still ticking here and PIXL still contesting, but it does look like Avant will at least be able to swap this over. Well, they probably could not have left it any later than that, Jordan. At least this time, Avant have that ultimate advantage. Legabrill and Sleep Easy both ready to go. But PIXL only need to recapture it and find 1%. Very, very tough for Avant to kind of get this composition rolling when they're getting smashed in the face so quickly. You know, you need time to charge up the Graviton Surge and the Earth Shatter, and when you're just getting completely wiped, there's not really an opportunity to do it where, you know, maybe a healer or a DPS might have a little bit of an easier time to charge up their ultimate. So those 2 big power spikes that Avant have with the Graviton Surge and the Earth Shatter. Now we've got at least the Earth Shatter here for them to try and hold things off, and PIXL might find it a little more difficult to capture this point than it was to hold. Look, if they can find Virginia here, that would be pretty useful for Avant. They will. Great work coming out from the 2 tanks to bring that one through. They're going to hold the point. 5-player kill streak here for Addy as well, who's sitting on 80 energy. That's what you like to see if you are a Zarya. Yeah, absolutely. Avant looking a lot better now that they've at least kind of got some semblance of control. I mean, PIXL, they started off really, really strong. They came out of the gates and absolutely smashed Avant Gaming, and they steamrolled the next 2 fights off the back of that, off the ultimate advantage that they did have. But now, the question is, have they run out of steam? Are they going to have enough to kind of get back in here and retake this point? Well, Addy ready to go with the Graviton Surge. Again, you can see Avant playing triple tank up against PIXL's double tank Brigitte. Addy coming through from behind. Great Graviton Surge. Catches almost all PIXL. Crimson Wolf. Wow. Great work. Great combo. Well done. Hole in one. I don't think I've ever seen a bigger self-destruct than that. That got 4 players and a DMEC. Oh, wow. That was fantastic for Avant Gaming. And they still have 4 ultimates to hold things off. PIXL, I asked,
do you have enough steam to come in here and retake the point? So far, they're not being very impressive in that respect, and it does look like Avant might run away with a thunderous comeback.
Well, it was 99-0. Maybe it's 100-99 right now. You see the self-destruct over the top. Not going to find anyone, but Duboy finds two. Winter brings it back finally, but that Deadeye a little bit late there to take down the Farah. Maybe not going to be enough right now. Avant starting to lose players, and Virginia on top. Maybe this is going to be enough for PIXL to bring it back. Maybe Avant, after getting so close, are going to lose this over to the newcomers here.
Well, they just need to touch that point. The flip is going to come over, actually, for PIXL, so now the pressure is on Avant Gaming. Legabriel in all sorts of trouble now, isolating himself completely away from the rest of his team, and that might not have been the best of ideas. Duboy having a fantastic round on the Farah does just clinch the victory there for PIXL, but what a round to start things off.
Wow. Wow, indeed. For me, a lot of that came down to the Farah in the end coming through with the barrage, and we thought maybe that McCree was going to be enough, but it wasn't. Just a little bit slow, perhaps, Jordan. Perhaps maybe the Deadeye taking too long. Maybe pop the Deadeye, and then the Farah came over the top, and you have to wait for it to click. I don't know.
I do think, though, that Avant kind of were a little bit of a stronger team there in the majority of the fights that were 50-50 in a sense.
Okay.
You know, you kind of saw Avant obviously losing that first fight, fair enough, but then the next couple of fights that PIXL did win, they really had a massive advantage. They had a lot of momentum in their favor, and once Avant really were able to flip it over, then PIXL took a lot more time to try and flip it back than it felt, at least for Avant to kind of get their first cap across. So all in all, I mean, I still think Avant kind of looked a little bit better there despite having lost that round, but PIXL still are the ones that are 1-0 up.
Well, Duboy going to be going out here on the Farah once again, seeing what frags he can find. Damage going across the board, Legabriel going down, Wheel going down. Probably worse to lose Wheel here, I would suspect, because the Mercy's always useful with that res to see what you can do. But Duboy going to be the one getting picked up. But it's a 2-for-2, I suppose, with the Mercy coming back a little bit more slowly. But it's PIXL who will be getting the pick. But this time it's Winter who finds the frag. Yeah,
Winter's been pretty impressive, actually, on the McCree so far. He's been pretty much playing that as a result of Duboy playing on the Farah. And I think actually Exerst is also playing McCree here in expectation that there was going to be a Farah. In saying that, though, not too bad of a choice against the Tracer, and he might have a little bit more difficulty if he's getting some flashbangs thrown in his face. But Avant do find the first cap here, which is certainly a better start than what we saw for them in round one.
Well, they're not going to have a worse start, that's for sure. Not going to have a worse start indeed. Exerst here, ready to go with the Deadeye, going to drop back for now. Bad actually taking a ton of damage, almost going to get demeched and forced back off the point. Fortunately, those heals going to come through in the nick of time. But this means that Avant is getting some free points on the point, some free ticks on the rocket clock. And that's precisely what they want to be doing. PIXL looking perhaps for a dive, I suppose, Jordan. We'll see whether this one can play out for them right now. Deadeye's the play. But actually doesn't manage to find any kills, unfortunately. It's Choco that's going to go down first. Winter pushes through.
It's just that one last shot that he needs.
Man. Well, doesn't matter anyway. The rest of them go down, and finally cleans it up. 50% already now for Avant Gaming, who have 4-5 ultimates ready to go. Sleep Easy going to make that 6 from 6.
I'm not so sure Winter's going to be too pleased that that was caught on the camera, because if you can't finish him off with the bullets, you finish him off with a flashbang. It's happened to me, but also in that respect, I'm a plat player, so anyway.
If you reckon, mate.
Avant have got 6 ultimates available here, Ben.
Yeah.
That's the perfect situation to try and hold on to a point that's 71% already. PIXL are going to be finding it very difficult to push in on this one.
Looking for a
they
boot.
Find some picks.
Yeah, not going to find that one, unfortunately. Addy coming from behind, got the pulse bomb ready, but unfortunately could not get it out. And look at that, Exerst finds one. Duboy going again, but this time not going to work out with that rocket barrage.
Exerst cancelled the pulse bomb there of Addy, which is really unfortunate for him. In the meanwhile, Legabriel, I think he's just killed 2 players. I don't know if he's booped them off or what, but he has managed to turn this fight back in the favor of Avant, and there's no way that PIXL are going to get anything done here. Virginia jumps right on the point, but there is a Deadeye, ready and waiting from Winter. It does buy a little bit more time, and it actually allows Duboy to get in there and keep that timer alive.
That was a Deadeye onto a Primal Raged Winston as well, I think. So pretty impressive. When you wait long enough, anything is possible, Jordan. Bad going to go down there on the Diva, and this one's going to go over to Avant, 100-0. And as you said, a little bit better this time around than their first attempt.
Definitely just needed a better start. They didn't want to be fighting from behind, you know, trying to climb Mount Everest while they're playing a game of Overwatch. And that's the difference that first fight makes really for Pixel, isn't it? 100%. And Pixel didn't look nearly as good there. There was some moments where they looked good. Dewboy again was quite impressive actually on the far exhaust. A nice little flashbang there at the good. I mean, it was good timing really onto Addy. But all in all, Pixel just not quite able to get enough rolling there against Avant Gaming. And now we're at 1 apiece. And I definitely think that Avant is looking stronger right now. I'm thinking they should be the ones to close out Oasis here.
Well, 1 round remains. Pixel had a pretty good round 1. Avant had a fantastic round number 2. It all comes down to this. See whether Pixel can get a good start. They did first time around, and that was really what allowed them to get that 99% to start things off, Jordan. It was all momentum-based, but Dewboy going to go down very quickly to Addy, and well, Sleep Easy finds one as well. Wheel, who do you want to pick? Got to try and get one of them up. The answer is neither, I suppose, because just going to have to reset.
That is a very clean wipe for Avant. That's exactly how you want your first fight to be going. You just get one pick after another and then it kind of rolls on as a result. Maybe this pause is out from Pixel, not sure. But that could potentially be part of the issue. Maybe they had someone that was lagging a little bit or something, because they really, to me, it looked like they just sort of fell over there and they just got absolutely swamped by Avant and didn't really offer much resistance.
No, they did not. And well, less than ideal start for Pixel, but still 1 round remains. They can bring it back. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll be getting back to the action very shortly. What do you think about Avant so far? We haven't seen too much, but...
I haven't seen much. Again, like Milo's been pretty impressive there. I mean, he had a bit of a whiff on McCree, but let's not get too far down that discussion. I think as a general rule, he's looked quite impressive. Again, we need to see a little bit more out of Addy because we didn't get to see him last season. But so far looking like a fairly decent prospect for them. And what about that combo between Legabrill and Crimson Wolf with the Diva and the Graviton Surge?
Man,
it was really, really nice.
That's very close to your Macca's play of the game already locked in right there.
I mean, that has to be it, right? Surely nothing can beat that.
Who do you give it to? Do you give it to the Diva, though? Do you?
I mean,
that's who gets the kills.
You give it to both of them, right? Mate, isn't that how it works now?
Split screen it. Yeah, everyone's a winner today.
Yeah. You get like play of the game by, I guess, by Diva, and then assisted by Zaya.
Okay.
I guess that only works for the healers nowadays, but I mean, for that should happen, right?
Well,
it's a 2-man effort. It's a team job.
It is indeed, and there's a lot of players involved. 6 to be precise, Jordan. That's how we play Overwatch. We're back into the action. Avant 8% up on this 3rd point, looking to close out Oasis and put themselves in the lead in our 2nd match of day number 2. This is Group B. Group B all day today. It was Group A yesterday. Group A potentially that more difficult group, Jordan, but maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Unfortunately,
everybody.
Hello?
I'm not sure what Will's doing there on his own.
No.
Not fun for Pixel at all.
Definitely less than ideal.
He didn't even have anyone to jump to. That's how far behind he was. So very out of position, either Will or the rest of his team. You decide.
Well, that's it, isn't it? If there's one person out of position, maybe, you know, are 5 people out of position, or is 1 person out of position?
Oh, maybe it's someone's job to protect that Mercy and they weren't doing it properly. But nonetheless, whatever the case, Wheel dies and Pixel lose another fight really for free. Avant not having to work hard right now in this 3rd round.
No, well, that's it. Avant really, after a pretty average round number 1, looking better and better right now. Choco almost going to go down there. Wants to stay alive, wants to keep that Transcendence up, but unfortunately not going to be the case. Whether Wheel gets in to do something about it is an entirely different story, but for now, Pixel looking pretty low, and Avant once again going to have that ultimate advantage. Winter has picked up 2, make that 3 as Wheel's found as well. Feels kind of me like the wheel's starting to fall off here, Jordan, for Pixel.
Yep, definitely seems to be that way. Winter just going absolutely crazy on this McCree. And Dewboy not having as much of an impact on the Pharah as he was prior. Winter just setting himself up here for a cheeky Deadeye.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mate, I want that to be my play of the game, to be perfectly honest, because I did like that. Maybe if we can get Virginia here, that would be even better.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
This
Great
kid is
work.
Insane. Oh, look at it again.
Mate, that's fantastic. That's precisely what you want to see your McCree doing. But let's be fair, didn't really seem like Pixel were putting up a fight in that 3rd part of Oasis.
No, it didn't. It was really just Winter absolutely bullying them. And yeah, very, very impressive stuff from Avant. Barring that first start, it was 200 to 0s really. And this was really nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate, look at that. Straight down the line.
Doesn't get Zenyatta because he's got Transcendence on, but that's about the only thing that he misses.
Yeah, well, there's not much else you can do, is there?
And you got to give that one as well to Legabriel, because when you hit 6 people in Graviton Surge, that's a fantastic Graviton Surge too.
It is coming around from behind as well, sneaky beaky-like. So we follow through some of our replays, and it really is 2 different tales here that we're going to tell with this replay package, Jordan. To start things off, it was PIXL all the way through. They got the point to start with. They did well. They picked up the kills. They rolled on through. Avant finally brought it back. But PIXL did pretty well. They combined their ultis and got back onto the point and found themselves. Look at that. Boom. Love it.
That was so good. It's the best self-destruct Graviton Surge combo we've seen in AU Contenders, including Season 1, obviously.
Mate, I get kills like that.
I don't know why we're getting a replay of that. That was about the only bad thing that Winter did the whole game.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that great, was it? But the rest of it was some pretty sick McCree plays coming out from Winter.
I guess when you have to go out and highlight the one bad play you made, you're kind of feeling pretty good about that that entire map if you're Winter. I think it was phenomenal across the board.
Nice. Look at this. Almost picks up Virginia very quickly in the end. It's just a headshot there, and I think finds one more as well into the Diva to close things off. Jordan, Avant Gaming up 1-0 here in their first matchup of Contenders ever. Not for the plays, but for the org. PIXL down at the moment, but there were some glimpses of greatness, I want to say.
Glimpses. Dewboy, again, I was talking about him on the Farah, had a pretty good performance just across the board. I think Wheelman got caught out on just a little bit too much on the Mercy, which needs to be fixed here for PIXL. But all in all, it's a really, really good start for Avant. You look at that score and you think it's okay, it's 2-1. PIXL picked up a round, but realistically speaking, to me, that looked like a 2-0 that was a 2-1, if that makes sense. It was Avant was that dominant in their 2 maps that they did win, and it was so close in the map that they didn't, or the round that they didn't, that realistically that could have just as easily been a 2-0 in my mind. So a fantastic start for Avant.
We're going to move across, Jordan, to the next map. Let's take a look at what it will be. Is it going to be Eichenwald? No, Kings Row. And for me, this is where we start to get into the story. We can make assumptions based on Oasis, but maybe Kings Row is where
this is the meat and potatoes.
You said that yesterday. I'm more of a fan of Korean barbecue, to be perfectly honest.
Of course you are. Diva main, Korean barbecue fan.
Yeah,
some might call you a Korea boo.
No, I don't think we'd go that far. But they do have some great television. Great police drama you should watch sometime. I'll link it to you on it.
You're digging yourself into a hole right now, Ben.
Mate, the hole right now is unfortunately for PIXL eSports to get out of, because there is a possibility here that Avant run away with this if we see the rest of these maps play out in a decisive fashion like we just saw there in the last 2 rounds of Oasis. It's going to be a tough ask.
Yeah, well, if it's similar to that, then PIXL might just be dropping out of this one with a very, very quick 4-0 against them. But maybe a little early to call out, maybe a little early to give that much respect over to Avant, but it did certainly look quite good on Oasis. Now we'll get to see a change up as far as the DPS are concerned, and even tanks just a little bit. Crimson Wolf is going to be going over to the Zarya, and then of course Legabriel on Reinhardt. But the important thing, the really interesting thing to note, Widowmaker and Hanzo for Avant. Haven't seen Addy on the Widow just yet. Haven't seen Winter on the Hanzo.
Well, mate, if it's anything like his McCree.
Or his Genji from last season.
Yes, well, that's it, isn't it? Kind of got free reign last time, maybe. Going up against a couple of snipers on PIXL this time around. Winter won't have as such a free reign, but let's get into the action.
It's a mirror match.
That's what I like to see, Jordan. That's what I like to see.
It's going to be who plays their heroes better. Who can get more picks? Whose Widowmaker is going to have more of an effect?
Who can pick the Mercy? Well, it's going to be Dewboy going to pick the Mercy, and this is going to put PIXL in a bit of an advantageous position, as I say that.
Mercy for Reinhardt. Who do you favour? Well, I favour Winter, jumping right on top of Exerst. Dispatching of him with the Hanzo.
Legabriel holding strong here as Reinhardt. That she's almost going to go down. Just drops back. Doesn't really matter. They did have that player advantage. Virginia going to have to regroup, come around the corner right now, but it's Crimson Wolf throwing out a burst of energy weapon here, Jordan. We'll see which Zarya gets up their ultimate burst, but right now it's Crimson Wolf with 100% energy. And well, between him and the rest of the team, they're going to do a ton of damage onto Pixel and drive them back to the very first section of the map.
Yeah, not looking hugely impressive right now for Pixel, particularly given the fact that Crimson Wolf has now built up his charge fully. And that basically adds a third DPS player really for Avant Gaming with a lot of tankiness and a lot of utility. As soon as this Graviton Surge comes up, you can bet your bottom dollar that Avant are going to be smacking away Pixel's next push. 90% for Crimson Wolf, 83% for Winter. That's the combo that we're looking for here. And Pixel, once again, trying to push on that point.
Well, Graviton Surge is ready, but it's not going to get used because Xerx finds the frag. That's great work. Sleepy has gone down as well. And with this infra site, surely you'd like to think maybe Pixel can get the picks, I suppose, and find themselves a way into the point with Legabriel going down. Winter is picked up as well. GG, nice work.
Yeah,
that's
a really nice push out from Virginia and the rest of those Pixel players, kind of forcing Legabril's attention to turn around, which opens the door for Exerce to get the kills with the Widowmaker, gets a lot of damage across to Crimson Wolf, and I was sort of hyping up the Graviton Surge and Dragon Strike combo, but it was completely nullified there straight away by Pixel before it was really an option. So very, very smart rotation from them, but this time it's going to be going the way of Avant, you would think.
Graviton Surge going to come out from Crimson Wolf.
Maybe a little bit premature.
Yeah.
I don't think that was so necessary, especially because Legabriel did get the pick onto Virginia straight away as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe it's one of those things where you throw out one, you can get it back again, you slow everyone down. It's just a matter now of managing Pixel's ultimates and whether they can avoid them and whether they can avoid this Graviton Surge. Shields are up, and you can see both the Dragon Strikes coming through in both directions. They collided them
as well.
Mirror match is real.
Yeah, it's like you do one thing, I'll do the same, and then we're kind of back to square one. It's a bit of a stalemate, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then Avant start to get the better of it as the brawl does play out. Exerst has swapped off the Widowmaker onto the Tracer. You going to see anyone else swapping here for Pixel? Doesn't look like it.
Look, the advantage here now is that Crimson Wolf is already halfway through Graviton Surge again.
Yep.
And just, I guess, separated from the timing of some of the rest of the players, which may work out in the end if they can manage their ultimate economy in a good way.
Oh,
Legabriel from behind. Nice work with the Earth Shatter. Just one ultimate will allow the team to clean up Pixel here. Exerce, the last one remaining, going to go down as well.
You'd have been forgiven for thinking that was Virginia, given the positioning when you immediately swap over to that camera, but it's actually Legabriel playing the sneaky Reinhardt. It's not something you see every day, but it certainly works out nicely.
He's very quiet when he moves around, Jordan. It's very hard to see him, you might notice.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, well, Jewboy does get a pick there onto Addy, but straight away traded back, and the res is there for Numu. And this is an absolute all-out brawl.
It is indeed, and the thing to note is that Graviton Surge now ready to go once again, used immediately. Virginia going to look low, combined again with the Dragon Strike. You talked about it before. But I guess it doesn't matter. You're not getting the kills. 2 ultimates for one player. You still got 2 minutes to hold off there. Not sure about that again for Avant Gaming, because it really does, again, leave the door open here for PIXL eSports. They've got 2 ultimates coming up, 50% on both of their tanks as well. So they're getting up close to some power plays, and I do think that Graviton Surge Dragon Strike combo really could have been better used. Well, it's going to go through with the Dragon Strike through the bookstore. Moriarty won't be very happy about that one, but Virginia going down, the tank is out of it. As I say that, Bad gets the better of Crimson Wolf. Virginia comes back. So the payload is moving. Pixel doing well. That's what they need to do. They need to stay there. Nathan going to hold back. Going to be the only one on the payload here, Jordan.
Yeah, not much to defend with for Avant in that last fight. Winter, he did have the Dragon Strike available, I think, but realistically, he's not too keen on firing it off on his own when he does have a Zarya that he needs to combo with. And PIXL eSports, they throw out their own Dragon Strike, splitting the defense, force the 2 tanks really away from the rest of the players, and tanks without their healers, not going to be too difficult to punch through for Pixel. Now it's Graviton Surge time for Pixel.
Well, it's a Graviton Surge that really sees that Transcendence come out to try and hold them strong. It works for now for Avant, but Winter will go down in the background. Legabriel being picked up as well. And Jewboy pushing through, not finding the kills, but doing a bit of damage, one would suggest. Going to allow Pixel to get through to point 2. It's only phase 3 remaining here, Jordan. 2.5 on the clock. To be fair, plenty of time to work with. Yeah,
Pixel are a really good team at playing with that momentum and that tempo. When the game is favoring them, they're able to continue that push forward. They're very aggressive, and they're able to find those picks that they need to give them a big advantage. But as soon as they get stalled, that's where their problems start to lie, and they need to figure out a way to break those stalls so that they can use that advantage that they do possess. Again and again, we're seeing them get those advantages, and just snowball off the back of them.
Yeah, it's really two very different types of Overwatch, playing from ahead, playing from behind. And look at this, great Graviton Surge combined again with the Dragon Strike, finds 2. The rest of them going to jump off the map by the looks of things. Try again, 1:45 on the clock, still enough time for Pixel to get around this corner. And to be fair, we didn't get this far yesterday, did we?
Nope, not quite. Pixel this time have been stopped though, so like I said, we'll see if they're going to be easily able to build that momentum once again, get that payload rolling pretty easily, or if it's going to take them a few tries, which they don't really have the opportunity to use. They've got time for 2 more pushes here, but Virginia does have Earth Shatter. That could be really important for Pixel here, and also waiting for Dewboy to get the Dragon Strike built up. Once those 2 are up, that's go time for Pixel.
Numu pops Valkyrie to see what they can find. Keeps the rest of the team alive, doing well. That's what she wants to do, but for now, you're going to have to be very, very careful as the rest of the ultimates are going to start popping up here for Pixel.
Where's the combo?
Well,
Earth Shatter goes down, Dragon Strike nowhere to be seen, and it was a perfect opportunity for Dewboy as well because the Earth Shatter hit 3 players.
Still 45 seconds, as I said before, plenty of time, less so the case right now.
Well, here
we go, Dragon Strike onto Dragon Strike into the middle of a Graviton Surge. Legabriel has gone down, goes up, but it's Numu going to get caught out, trying to go in for that resurrection.
Riptire? Was that Riptire? Addy's got... I haven't even seen Addy playing Junkrat at all, but apparently he's got a Riptire built up in that time. In Avant Gaming, they're going to hold just in time. It looked like Pixel were actually going to be able to easily win that fight with the Graviton Surge and Dragon Strike combo again. Not quite enough kills coming off it.
No, well, now Avant actually able to push a lot further forward here, Jordan.
10 seconds.
Allowed to get a pretty good hold. We'll see what they can do. Choco's gone down. They're staying good now.
Get on the cart.
Virginia down as well. And surely Avant can clean this up from here.
Dewboy did just manage, but yeah, you could see Pixel, they were really forced to try and push forward there, and they couldn't quite take it as slowly as they needed to. Virginia was coming up close to the Earth Shatter, and again, could have been the difference. Bad also nearly at a Graviton Surge, but they won't have the opportunity to use it, as Avant does hold them off that payload. And, I mean, not a bad push actually out of Pixel, really, getting almost all of the way. I think there's got to be some happiness there.
Yeah, it seemed like, to be fair, they were struggling at the start, up until the point that they did manage to get the pick onto the Zarya. Okay, Graviton Surge was about to come out. Wasn't the case. They get point 1. Get onto the payload, very, very slow. Again, we talked about maybe the Graviton Surge into Dragon Strike for 1 wasn't enough. And as we saw from that, it allowed Pixel to push all the way through pretty much the remainder of Phase 2 there.
Yeah, very, very good stuff from Pixel when they get the ball rolling, but it remains to be seen how much of a benefit that is going to be if they can't initially get it going. Avant now have a bit of a task ahead of them, moving over onto their own attacking side here. Winter will be starting off on Widowmaker, so change up there. Addy was the one playing Widowmaker previously, but looks like they are quite keen to go for a bit of a heavier setup here for Avant Gaming with Diva, Zarya, and Reinhardt, as well as, of course, the Lucio to give them that bit of speed boost that they do need.
Yeah, well, be interesting for me to see whether Winter swaps off after getting a pick, potentially. Because when you look at the DPS there, Jordan, there's actually not that much to talk about.
No. But it's going to be on to Addy to get the damage charged up and Winter to find some picks. But I think if you're going to be putting your faith into Winter at this point, it's fairly well placed for Avant Gaming at the moment. It's tough, though, to break through the Junkrat when you have a composition like this, because the shields do go down very, very quickly, just to the spam that Dewboy is going to be putting out.
They do indeed.
And what do you have to break through the opponent Reinhardt's shield? You know, he's got, what, a Zarya to worry about, I guess? Winter actually swapping over onto Genji here, which does give them a little bit more flanking potential, a little bit more dive chance as well for Avant. They can get in there and take those fights. Picks maybe not as much for Avant, but certainly the team fights are going to be a little bit aided by this swap.
Yeah, let's see how this one plays out now for Avant on attack. Pixel, you're going to see forced back considerably off the point right now. Avant already 1/3 of the way through, but Winter going to be the one going down first, and that now means that there's not that much DPS here for Avant to work with. Probably going to have to drop back, and, well, good work from Pixel.
Yeah, the good pick coming out from Dewboy. Not to mention he's just putting damage into the shield as well, which kind of keeps Legabriel at bay. Virginia's shield, for its own right, was going down fairly quickly. Consistent, I suppose, with Legabriel's, but all in all, Legabriel just wasn't too keen to hang around there when there's Junkrat spamming at him. Now, once again, another attempt onto the point from Avant.
See, the thing is, mate, if they can get 1/3 every time they push, it's going to capture this first point very, very quickly. Everyone's still alive. Avant uncontested on the point. They didn't lose anyone. They didn't kill anyone. Yet here they are into phase 2.
What a strange fight that was. Addy continues to push forward. Now Virginia's been caught out as well. Dewboy just a little misposition, does go down quickly, but does get rezzed up. Might get out of there alive, in fact. Graviton Surge now available here for Addy. He's been doing so much work, and there it is. Where's the combo?
Well, the trance has already been used as well, Jordan, so on defense, it's less than ideal here for PIXL. They'll lose 2, lose 3, Bad goes down. And Addy, as you can see, on 90% energy, a lot of damage potential to come out of that glowing blue, ready to go. And Avant, one person on the payload, the rest of the team pushing so far forward here. And PIXL in a bit of trouble now on defense. Yeah,
that train just keeps on rolling for Avant Gaming. They get their ultis just a slight bit quicker than the PIXL guys, and it works out very, very nicely for them. PIXL, though, for their own right, do have some to defend with. They've got the Junkrat Tire. They've got, again, another Graviton Surge to combo that with, so that's a potential bit of damage done by PIXL, not to mention Earthshatter coming up shortly. Avant do have stuff to defend with, but this fight could go either way.
It certainly can, and maybe Exerst as well with the Deadeye. We'll see how that plays out. Oh, wow, the Graviton Surge was used. Oh, there we go, Crimson Wolf over the top. One ultimate coming out there from Avant, and it's going to be a huge one. Whether it's enough to push them through or not, that's an entirely different story. But Crimson Wolf still alive here, along with Winter on the mech, Jordan. We saw that the Riptire was used by PIXL. We saw the Graviton Surge was used by PIXL, but in the end, it's one Diva, one mech, that's all that matters.
Looked really good for PIXL. They were just comboing everything. Oh dear, this might not be too fun. Exerst with the Deadeye, he'll find Winter and Sleepy, who were knocked down by the Earthshatter of Virginia. They don't quite manage to capture that second point, Avant. They're going to be wiped here. But I want to go back to the previous fight before this one. It was a good idea from PIXL. They had the Graviton Surge. They got the Riptire in there as well.
Yep.
And in the meanwhile, they have Virginia just swinging away with the hammer on Reinhardt, doing so much damage. And it looked like it worked perfectly. They got 2 picks. All of a sudden, then Crimson Wolf again having the match of his life, apparently, with the Diva self-destruct. That's 2 excellent self-destructs that we've seen out from him so far. Yeah, not even halfway through this match.
This one wasn't even his own team's Graviton Surge.
No, this was just on his own.
Even better, but we take a look at the time, 3 minutes on the clock. That is so much for Avant to work with, considering they literally just need to get the payload through like 2 meters here. Oh. And a Dragon Blade over the top here. Jordan finds one. Oh, Dewboy! See you later. Winter goes down. Dragon Blade is dead.
That one was looking perfect for Winter. He got the first reset. He had the nano boost as well, but just decimated by Dewboy. Not to mention the fact that Numu goes down as well, which is, I guess, a bonus. But now the combo comes back from Avant Gaming as the Graviton Surge comes across. Legabriel smacking away with his hammer, trying to do as much damage as he can. There's so many tanks there for PIXL, though, or so much tankiness and healing. Yep. It does take them a while to get through that fight, but inevitably they are going to win this one. Dewboy can't do enough alone, and surely now PIXL are going to be dropping that second point over to Avant Gaming, which is going to give them that extra time that they need to push this one through.
Certainly will, and Legabriel still sitting on this Earthshatter that I thought he was going to use to finish off that the Graviton Surge, but not needed, Jordan. Nope. Not needed at all, and able to hold it through right now.
They just need to wait for Winter probably to get the Dragon Blade available.
You just nano boost the Reinhardt, and he just swings the hammer around and kills everyone in combination with the Earthshatter.
Except he can't catch up to them. Unless he gets a good Earthshatter across here, but maybe not the opportunity, as Graviton Surge does come out from PIXL, and that is going to result in what will essentially be a team wipe here for Avant Gaming. I don't think Avant are going to be particularly disappointed by that one. PIXL, of course,
no, well, they're in a dropping good position now, man.
Yeah, dropping a couple of ults, but now look at this. Winter's got his. There's the Nano Blade available for Avant, and also the Earthshatter. So that's a great combo. It should be enough to break through PIXL here. There's just not much to hold back unless Dewboy gets another great Riptire out that kills 2 players.
Well, maybe, and potentially as well that Earthshatter from Virginia. We'll see how that plays, but it's potentially time here. I was going to say maybe it's for the Nano Blade, Jordan.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, Winter goes down, Sleepy goes down as well, actually. So some pretty good play coming out from PIXL to nullify this push coming out from Avant, and Legabriel going to go down as well. Another wipe essentially coming out. Great work, well done. Yep. PIXL back in control here. It's still 2.5 minutes. That's a ton of time to defend.
Dewboy's been doing a really good job of shutting down Winter. 2 Dragon Blades in a row. He's used the Riptire and just chased Winter straight down and popped that right on top of his head, which means Winter can't get anything done with his Dragon Blade, more or less. So Winter, as a result, has swapped over onto the Hanzo. Now we're seeing all the tank holdings available. Avant, not sure where that one's gone, but it does get rid of Exhaust. So I guess you get some value out of it. Still, we need to see more from Avant here, though.
Well, there you go, self-destruct over the top. Not going to get the kills this time, Jordan.
That is fantastic.
Go on the other side.
The self-destruct thrown out from Crimson Wolf, again forcing the Reinhardt to turn around, which gives the opening over there to Legabrill. No Reinhardt to contend with, and it allows Avant to continue this push on forward. Pixel will have one last attempt. Pulse Bomb's going to need to be big here from Exhaust, and a pick already coming out. 2 picks, in fact. No one can get on the point, and Avant Gaming will close out map 2 as well.
To be fair, Pixel probably played better than we thought they would, and it makes me a little bit happy here to see a team coming through from trials, taking it to Avant. Avant, sure, up 2-0 right now, as you see this fantastic self-destruct over the top. Look at this, Virginia actually found 2 before Crimson Wolf picks up 3.
Downtown.
From downtown, indeed.
2 plays the game in a row for Crimson Wolf with the self-destruct. Impressive stuff. Not to mention Avant, impressive stuff as well from them. Now 2-0 up. It's been an exciting game to watch, really. You said, obviously, Pixel doing a little better than we might have expected. I would say I think this is probably where I would have expected things to go, but it's just been such a messy, kind of brawly, crazy game that it's very hard to see what's going on sometimes, and there's just been massive plays out from both sides.
Man, that
in any given team fight. So, yeah, like, it's just been a dirty game of Overwatch, and that's really been fun to watch.
Yeah, I love it. It's been fantastic, to be perfectly honest. And as we said, to see Pixel really taking it to Avant. Sure, they've lost 2 maps in a row, but they're definitely proving right now that they're potentially up for the challenge, particularly as Season 2 progresses. However, there's still 2 maps to go. If they can, you know, if they can get so close on that map, maybe just that little bit more. Maybe if they don't get map 3, maybe they get map 4.
Yeah, look, I think there is a possibility that Pixel is going to be able to get a map here. We have seen them really contesting Avant, you know, on Oasis they were able to do well when they were doing well. Same can be said here for Kings Row. It's not like they can't win fights and they know how to play, obviously, but it's just Avant has a little bit over Pixel right now, and Pixel, once their momentum does get stopped, it's very tough for them apparently to get back into their winning ways. So if Pixel can just be a little bit more consistent with these team fights, if they can have that one extra team fight that they really need to win that goes their way, they could potentially topple Avant in a map here. But right now it's looking very, very comfortable for Avant to close this series out.
For Pixel, it's kind of like riding a push bike uphill, Jordan. Once you lose that momentum, it's very, very difficult to get started again. But when they've got a roll, they do pretty well.
Yeah, you just got to keep on keeping on, right?
Yeah, exactly. You just got to keep pedaling, maybe change the gear or something. But we'll have to wait and see how that one plays out. Avant now 2-0 up. We're going to go into halftime. What are your thoughts before we head off, Jordan?
A very impressive game from Winter again. Like, not quite as good as Oasis, but I think he's still being a really, really good asset to this Avant Gaming roster, and I'm really just loving how this game is playing out. It's just crazy.
Well, before we go to break, we'll go and see what our third map will be. It's going to be another pick from Pixel, Temple of Anubis. Already saw it once today, and to be fair, it was pretty quick the first time around.
Yes, it was. It was. But I don't think we're going to be seeing a full hold out from either of these 2 teams on that first point. I think that is a little bit of a far-fetched prediction to make if I were to. So, yeah, look, this one I think is going to last just a little bit longer than what we saw from Masterminds and Darksider. But I'm still going to give Avant the benefit of the doubt here. At the moment, I'm probably quite happy to predict a 4-0 for Avant. And again, that's not to say that Pixel couldn't pick up any one of these maps, but right now they're just not showing enough consistency.
Well, we are precisely halfway through match day number 2 and halfway through this match between Avant Gaming and PIXL eSports. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Temple of Anubis. See you soon.